Hello and welcome to another online electronic circuit simulation audit course. Today we are going to discuss low frequency oscillator. We will focus on RC phase shift oscillator and we will simulate it in LT Spice. So let us directly go to the LT Spice circuit. Let me just close this waveform. Yeah. So this is my RC phase shift oscillator circuit. So let us for a moment revise the theory behind this oscillator circuit. So this is a low frequency oscillator. So that means the frequency below around 50 kilohertz are easily generated by using this oscillator. This oscillator contains two blocks. One is the amplifier part. Now as you can see in your screens, this is your amplifier part consisting of R1, R2, RC, RE, CE and the active element, that is the BJT. So this is the amplifier part which is powered with DC power supply of 10 volts. Below over here we have our feedback network. So the feedback network consists of, as you can see, there is a loop. So these two wires over here, the one wire over here and another wire over here, are connecting the feedback network. So the feedback network consists of C1 RA, C2 RB, C3 R3. So this is my feedback network. Uh, any oscillator circuit generates a sinusoidal signal on its own. It doesn't require any external input. So in this case also, there is no externally applied AC input over here. The entire circuit is powered with a DC power supply. Now let us look into details of the frequency of oscillations of a RC phase shift oscillator. So the formula of frequency of oscillations of a RC phase shift oscillator is given by F naught is equal to 1 upon 2 pi RC square root of 6 plus 4k, where k is equal to RC upon R. Every oscillator works on the Barkhusen's criteria. So the Barkhusen's criteria says the gain of the amplifier network and the gain of the feedback network, the product of them should be just greater than unity, and the phase shift between the input signal over here and the output signal should be 0 or 360-degree. So this Barkhusen's criteria has to be followed for every oscillator circuit to get a sustained oscillations. Now what do you mean by sustained oscillations? It will be clear when we observe the waveforms. Now the feedback network over here consists of three RC elements. So C1 RA is one RC element, C2 RB is another RC element, and C3 R3 is the third RC element. As you can see, the capacitors C1, C2 and C3 are same. So let us denote them by C equal to, it is written over here, yeah, C equal to C1, C2, C3, their values is equal to 0.01 microfarad. Similarly, R A is equal to RB. Ideally, RC also should be equal. So RC is nothing but R3 over here. So why this is not equal? Well, basically what happens is, in case of a BJT amplifier, the input impedance of a BJT amplifier is not infinite. In fact, if you see carefully, the input impedance of this BJT amplifier is given by R pi parallel to R1 parallel to R2. So this resistor over here, that is R3, when you connect it directly over here, it is not connected to a ground. So the impedance over here is not zero, neither is it is infinite. So that's why this value of R3 should be almost be matching with this input impedance of this amplifier. So hence the value of RA, RB is not equal to R3. So that adjustment has been taken care of over here. So R3 is greater than RA or RB since the input impedance of the amplifier is finite. So next K is RC upon R. RC in our network is 15K and R is actually equal to RA equal to RB, which is 5.1K. So that ratio will come out to be 2.941. Next, as per the frequency of oscillation formula, theoretical, that is F0 is equal to 1 upon 2 pi RC square root of 6 plus 4K. The value by calculation, theoretical calculation came out to be 740.42 Hertz. Now let us simulate this RC phase shift oscillator circuit. So we have to go to simulate and click on run. Before that, we require a transient response. Hence, let me just remove it and do it over again. So after you set up your circuit in LT-Spice, it's already been done over here. And after been selecting the transistors, connecting the feedback network and the amplifier network together. So this circuit is already designed. You all can try the design on your own. So after making this circuit in LT-Spice, you have to go to simulate, click on run. So it will ask for the transient response. So we can give a stop time over here as around 100 milliseconds. So the moment we give you 100 milliseconds, the output screen with x-axis from 0 to 100 milliseconds has popped up. Now, basically, in the circuit, we have marked various nodes. So the output node V out is also marked as A. Then the first RC network output is B. Second RC network output is C. Third is D. And the input signal which is going into the amplifier network, not an external input, but internal input only, it is denoted as E. So this is done to have a clarity over the waveform. So let us simulate it again. Yeah. So right now we will go to add trace and click on V of A, which is our output. And let us say whatever we get. So these are the output waveforms which we are getting. So as you can see, what do you mean by sustained oscillation mean? As you can see, the amplitude over here is stabilized. The positive part of the amplitude and the negative, that is the positive peak and the negative peak, are stabilized and it is running at a constant frequency. So as you can see, initially there are some build up, oscillations are build up, and as soon as the Barkhusen's criteria is satisfied, these oscillations will reach a steady state value. So that means whenever the gain of the feedback network and the gain of the amplifier reaches very close to 1, then only this stabilization is achieved. Now, let us do the task of evaluating the frequency of oscillations of this waveform. So for that, what we need to do is we need to expand this compressed part of the waveform. So to do that, you drag your cursor, left click and drag it over down. So that's how you expand the waveform. Do it one more time, left click and drag the waveform. We can do it one more time over here. Yeah. So now we are ready to check the frequency of oscillations by checking the time period. So I'll right click on this waveform and adjust the frequency of the cursor over here at 0, around 0 volts. Similarly, I'll take another cursor over here and place it over here. So actually that means one time period. We are setting out to be a one time period. So as you can see directly over here, the difference between the two time periods of one. So from region from here to here is my one period of my output signal. So 1 upon T will give us the frequency of oscillation. So here it is given over here. As you can see, it is coming out to be 788.48 hertz. So that's the frequency which we are getting after simulating the LT spice circuit. So let us copy this number and write it over here. So this number we are getting, this is a simulated value. So let me just place it on the screen over here so that we can compare it. So the simulated value is coming out to be 788.48, and theoretically we calculated the value came out to be 740.42 hertz. So that is quite close. Now let us see another aspect of this RC phase shift oscillator. Let us check the phase shift at different points at node A, B, C, D, etc. So let us find the phase shift between the three RC elements and the output waveform. So to do that, we go to simulate, we click on run, we right click and we add trace. We have named the nodes as A, B, C, D. So we'll first immediately plot A, then simultaneously we will plot B, then next we will plot is C, next we will plot is D. Now notice the D waveform has a DC shift. So to why does DC shift is coming? Because in B and C, the resistor wire resistor it is grounded, and whereas in D it is not grounded, it is going as an input impedance to the BJT amplifier circuit. So hence D has a DC phase shift. So to remove the DC phase shift, we right click on this waveform and we move the cursor over here, and whatever DC value you are getting over here, you copy it. So once you have copied this DC value, right click on the waveform over here, V of D, and subtract that DC value. So the moment you do that, all the waveforms will be aligned together. Now let us expand it. So left click and expand the cursor. Yeah. So that is what we are getting. So here across A is your output waveform, B is your first RC element, C second RC element, and D is the third RC element. So y'all can do the further analysis and find out that there is a 60-degree phase shift between them. So basically what we mean is, so between A and B there is 60-degree phase shift. Between A and C there is 120-degree phase shift. Between A and VD is there is 180-degree phase shift. So y'all can check it out. As you can see, also one more thing you can notice, VA waveform has the maximum amplitude, peak to peak amplitude. Next is your V of B, next is VC, and next is VD. So why it is happening? Because it is passing through this RC element. So basically RC element will act as a attenuator network. So any signal passing through the first RC element, its amplitude will be limited, but with a phase shift of 60. Again the signal passes through the second RC element, that is C2 and RB. Again the amplitude will be limited as it is observed in this waveform. So that's how we can check the RC phase shift oscillator circuit. The buildup of the waveforms, as you can see, the waveforms are getting built up over here, and the circuit gives you sinusoidal oscillations, sustained sinusoidal oscillations with a controlled amplitude and frequency, only depending upon the feedback network. The frequency element, the frequency of oscillation only depends upon uh, the feedback network. And basically RC is used to control the amount of peak to peak amplitude of the signal. So let us say if you want to control the amplitude of the signal, we can control it by changing the value of RC. Now after you have the results, what you can do is at point A, B, C, D, we know theoretically the phase shift is 0, 60, 120 degree and 180 degree. So practically after analyzing the waveforms, you all can write down this table and note down the frequency phase shift. Also, you can note down the phase difference at different points A, B, C, D. Also, you can note down we have already done that. That is the frequency, theoretical frequency. We have noted it down. So that's it for RC phase shift oscillator. That's how we generate a sinusoidal oscillator without any AC input. So that's it from RC phase shift oscillator. That is a low frequency oscillator. Next time we'll see a high frequency oscillator. Thank you.